of the questions I get the most about my year from dating is why? Why did I do that? Why did I feel I needed to do that? So one of the main things that happened was when my partner of, I guess, 2 years, we'd been friends for a long time before we became intimate. And, I thought I did everything right. We were friends, really good friends for a couple of years, and I wasn't interested in him any more than friendship. And a lot of our friends would say, like, why aren't you guys together? And I'm like, I don't know, I just don't really, feel attracted to him. So when that shifted, then I felt like we had a really good foundation to create something that would be real and lasting. Because that's what we're told. We're told get to know somebody first, obviously. And I didn't always do that. And the funny thing is, so when this situation ended so badly and went so much like it was crazy the way that the energy shifted between us, and it created a situation that was not healthy. And so when he left, I really just had to sit with the fact that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm clearly repeating some kind of pattern that is not beneficial. And so I decided, and I had read an article probably 6 months before that about a woman who had taken a year off from dating and sex and anything to do with, that part of who she was. And I was sort of astounded myself. I just went like, wow, I don't think I've ever done that in my adult life. So it had kind of planted a seed, and so I kind of thought, I'm going to try that, because clearly I am not in a place where I can make decisions about who to be with, or because I've done it every way. And actually I was married for 11 years to a man, and we became, romantically involved after like the first or second date. So it doesn't seem to follow the pattern that we were told or that I was taught. And, I understandably, we all know people, including probably our parents, and there are probably some of you who have been with the same person for decades, and a lot of my relationships end up being what I call 2-week relationships, because I'm the sort of person who has a tendency to see through things, and I can kind of see right away when it's not going to work or not going to go anywhere. And so I just, don't like to waste people's time or my own time or energy. It just seems pointless to me. So, knowing all of those things about myself and understanding, like, at that point, I think I was 51. I'm going to be 53 this year, so I don't know. But anyway, it's been a year and a half. And he left in July 2018. 19, yeah, something like that. So I just decided that I needed to try something different, because I knew that I didn't want to repeat any more of those kinds of relationship patterns. And a good friend one time told me, like, you're the common denominator in all of your relationships. And so if you're finding that your relationships aren't going the way that you expect them or want them to go, then you got to look at yourself, because you are the creator of your own reality. And so I just decided that I needed to go back and reset. It's like a reset, I needed to reset all of my ideas and values, and really try to get down to, why do I do this? Why does this happen? Because there are common things that happen in all of my relationships, whether they are extreme or a little bit more mild. I've just noticed that over the years, and through all the connections I've had, there have been common factors. So I just went back through and started looking at those factors. And it really helps that I have a meditation practice, very active. And I get up every morning and start the day with meditation and yoga. And being in that silence has really been healing for me, to just observe my thoughts around those things. And so one of the first things that happened was I realized that I wasn't really being authentic with within the relationship. I had felt like I need to compromise. I've got to meet him halfway. I need to do these things for him. And he didn't ask me to do any of those things, but those were just the beliefs that I had. And it's kind of what my mom did with my dad, and they were happy and they seemed fine. So, you know, it's kind of like, I don't want to invalidate anybody else's experience, because I am my own person. I have my own experience. And the things that I want in my life are going to be different than maybe what my mom would want for her life. And she and I have talked about this. And it's like, you can have the relationship that you really want. The trick is, most people don't know what they really want because they're so busy repeating patterns and repeating the things that they were told when they were growing up. And, you know, I had a client in here the other day that was like, well, my parents have been married for decades and they never been with anybody else. And like, why can't I do that? And it's like, because you're different, and because the energy on the planet today is different. And there's a lot of reasons why, but you know, as much as I honor and love my mom and dad, I'm not them, and I don't have to be them to honor them. And so what I needed to do was really take time and get to know who I was, who I am, and what is my actual truth. Because if I don't even know what it is, I have no chance of being authentic within any relationships. And so what's happened over the past year and a half is that I have changed almost all of my relationships, friendships, and any connections that I've had. And obviously I haven't dated, but I've been interested in, you know, there have been men that have come through, and I've kind of worked through some patterns with them, and thank you to them, even though they might not know who they are. There have been several males who have really, really helped me to look at those pictures that I created within myself from traumas and things. And so I've been doing a lot of inner child healing. So I would say, as far as the first thing that happened with my process was that I realized that I wasn't really being authentic. And that to me is the number one issue with most relationships today, because we don't really know how to do that. So that was the gift of that piece of it. And so the next video, I'll talk about the next thing that happened, and we'll just keep going. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna make, but please let me know if this resonates with you, and like, share, subscribe. As always, thank you. I love you.